Ba-da-ba. So I was looking at that pie gag again by Fred Carno, you know, like the pie to the face to embarrass, or humiliate. And I was thinking with this bald idiot, I mean, I still have. I mean, I'm not a genius. I mean, I even have my limitations. But I'm thinking this particular English bald idiot by the name of Andrew Tate. The pie gag, you know, people, because like I mean, there's pies, there's cream pies. We all know what that is, you know. I'm thinking about like porn usage. Porn usage, excessive porn usage, and how you can sort of monitor that. Also, like, I mean, addiction in general tends to be very imbalanced, isn't it? People who, overindulge, as Mr. Taint tends to take advantage of, tend to, they're a little imbalanced, Hmm. Fred Carnell, the pie to the face. It's for Andrew Taint, who, for some strange reason, was on your mom's house, which is my house, but was on your mom's house. Yeah. Yeah. Thirst. It's always good to drink a bottle of Fiji water. Fiji water is very good for that. Being thirsty. Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, Christopher Freeland is like gonna run for PMO, liberal leader or whatever, to distance herself from just guys. These guys are all clowns. Okay. Here's how they're all clowns, guys. Want to know how they're all clowns? See, political actors, as I made in other videos, they're willing to do a lot of horrible things in the name of, I don't know, votes. Sometimes you have other clowns, like Andrew Taint, who take advantage of, tech and being able to know what type of person a person is, with metadata. I mean, Mr. Zuckerberg does the same thing. I mean, they collect it to really know who you are as an individual, when it comes to understanding who a voter is, and how they're going to vote. Because it's great data. It really is. It tells a lot about who a person is, But there's a lot more you can gather with such information, Your viewing habits, what they're purchasing, Because it can tell you what type of type of person you're dealing with. Yeah, the pie gag, meant to humiliate and embarrass, sorry, but not to injure. That's the point. Because an injury, you don't know how a person reacts to an injury. You know what I mean? Sometimes people sometimes you get a moral injury and then someone radicalizes, you know? They change for the worse in a lot of ways. But imagine there's injuries, but imagine doing something to get a reaction out of someone. But then you have all this collateral damage as a result, Like everyone's having to stay home, there's that for reasons the public will never know, and for good reason, because it would embarrass a lot of people in positions of power, you know. Right, guys? Yeah, because it turns out not everyone who goes through these corridors of institutions, these powerful institutions, they're not good people, guys. I mean, as this guy that I once told when I was in New Zealand, just because someone's intelligent, okay, doesn't mean they're ethical. Guys, you guys understand that, right? This idea that someone's really, really intelligent also means they'll be a good person isn't always the case, guys. You guys understand that, right? I mean, that isn't obviously just because someone's really super doesn't mean they're a good person, The pie gag. pie gag. And then you get all this collateral damage. Just people, poof, 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 just dying. You know? Andrew. And then here we are, you know? Remember the berries, guys? We're all back. Back to where we were. Because unfortunately, some of us, okay? Some of us live in the past and don't know how to move on, you know? It's kind of sad. It really is. The pie guy. Poof. And there's cream pie. You know, we all know. We all know what the cream pie is. It is quite sad. Yeah. Good thing I pay attention though, you know? It's always good to pay attention. Paying attention requires a lot of energy though. A lot of cognitive energy. Some people though, I mean, they pay attention so much, but they don't know what's going on around them. You know that old gag, that old like video? They do a test, right? They say, "Oh, focus on this thing," and then meanwhile, like a person in a lion suit walks by, and you completely missed it because you were just hyper focused on this one thing. You know that? What other ways would someone be very hyper focused? I don't know. People with ADHD is one. People with addictions tend to be obsessive. You know, they focus on one thing only. You know, extremists only like they only focus. Fans, you know, fanatics, stalkers, obsess over one person. This one thing. People who are just constantly stuck in the past. You know, and just can't move forward. Yeah, it's quite sad. What was I gonna get? Oh yeah, the pie guy, cream pie. You know, excessive porn use. Yeah, these are all markers you can find in a person. And then if you want, you can sort of like take, like I said in another video, take advantage of said person, I don't know, for political uses, you know? Like I said, political actors, guys, aren't your do-gooders. We all know what they are, okay? So there's that. Yeah, sudden swift loss of money. What that would do to a person or to humiliate them. Now, some of you are probably thinking, why would anybody go to that great length? Because some people are crazy, you know? They have something to prove, like I said. I don't know. Or maybe like they have something to gain from it. Like I said, I don't know. Votes. Maybe it'll forward their cause in some way, but have somebody else do it for them. But yeah. Pie gag. Fred Carno. Pie to the face. Humiliate. You know, cream pie. But some people, I don't know. Depends on how they react, you know. And other times, somebody comes along, right, and just doesn't react the way you would have expected. Then it throws a monkey wrench into everything. A slap to the face, if you will. Yeah. Data. Metadata. How would you be able to collect that? There's so many ways you can collect it, you know? Through this, you know, like I said. They know where you eat. They know where you go. They know what you purchase, guys. They know what you're watching. You know your search history. They know if you're playing just an ungodly amount of just like, you know, video games. Watching so much. Maybe you're using a bunch of substances too, you know? All places you can get. I mean, your medical records, those are very sensitive information, right? And what can they do with that information? You know, really mess with a person. Now you're probably thinking that seems kind of dangerous. Why would you do that? You know, and I agree. Why would you, considering what the cost could be? You know how a person could react. Why would they endanger the public? I don't know. Maybe that's not like a conspiracy theorist. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That seems like a crazy person, eh? To risk, you know, people, things, you know, the world economy to prove a point. We don't even know, you know. Some people would say this was all very stupid and ridiculous. And I agree. But, you know, what do I know? Yeah. I don't know. Fred Carnell, the pie gag. Yeah, how far would a person go just to prove something? You know? I guess the former, like, is it president or prime minister Shinzo? I mean, I guess he knows. He knows full well, you know, what happens when you mess, as Dave Chappelle would say, never mess with a man's money. Right, Dave? Hmm. Shinzo figured that out the wrong. Like, I mean, he figured that out. He definitely figured that out the hard way. Yeah, imagine being able to just mess with people like that. That requires a certain type of like knowledge, you know, sensitive knowledge. Some would say a type of knowledge that you would only like procure and utilize within the context of war. Hmm. Yeah. Why was I getting on that? Oh, because Christian Freeland is distancing herself from Mr. Trudeau because he seems too close to Trump or whatever. You know, they're all clowns, guys. Never pie gags. They're all clowns. Now you're probably thinking, oh, what can we do about it? I don't know, but I'm just telling you guys, they're all clowns. You know? Am I a clown? I don't know. That's the thing. Because I partook in the pie gag, but I didn't react the way I was supposed to react. Right, Brian? Brian? I didn't react the way I was supposed to react. Well, I almost did, but not quite. Also, I have no idea how eyes work, guys. Yeah. Funny business. Huh. Funny bit. The pie gag. Thirst. Fiji water. Yeah. I guess, as the good old American son, Nick Cannon, would say, pay attention to everything. And also, like, the leader of, I don't know, the Black Tigers, of the Tamil Tigers, as he would also say to some of his soldiers who would go out in suicide missions. Well, the only way he would screen for them is he would conduct a psychological test, guys. You know what he would do? He would place them in a room and have them wait arbitrarily, and then have them go into the next room and then ask them if they can recall what was in the other room. And if they couldn't recall, guess what? That's someone who's like a little too hyper focused, you know? And some of you think, that seems kind of. It does, but it kind of works, you know? Yeah. For starters, if you're waiting there for like an X amount of time and you just it tells him like, oh, this person's really keen and interested. A. Next one is, can you recall whatever was in it? No. It tells me you're really hyper focused. You really want to be here. How do I take advantage of this idiot? See how that works? Obsessions. Yeah. I don't think this one's a little scattered, Brand. I'm pretty sure some of you could like make sense of what I'm talking about. while we all had to stay home. Right, Dwayne? Hmm? Right, Dwayne? Yeah, Samoan culture is actually very interesting when it comes to revenge rape. Right? Right, Dwayne? I think it's a cultural behavior. It's like a cultural. But anyways, yeah. Hmm. Some jokes just go too far, you know? Some pranks, you're like, oh, like you're dealing with a person who doesn't really understand human I mean, behavior. Like, there's something wrong with this person. And I would agree that there's like probably something wrong with this person, you know? But here we are, you know? Because I don't like politics. It irritates me. It irritates me that she's going in on behalf of this idiot when they're all clowns, you know? Pierre, or her, or him. I mean, Jugmeat, you know, with the whole assassination thing, and they're all clowns, guys, clowns. But unfortunately, you know, you're just tax-paying citizens. Many of you can't deal with these like issues, you know, like you guys are trying to survive. Most of you are. Some of you a little bit better off than others, you know, which means then you're sort of invested in what actually goes on because you got actual dollars in the game. I get that too. Yeah. Mm. So here we are. Mm. Clowns, pie gags. Because if somebody knew what I knew and what I did and got strangely away with, doesn't make a lot of sense. Mm. Remember BlackBerry, guys? Research in Motion, those phones at a Waterloo. Hmm? Remember those? Remember? Waterloo. Ba, ba, da, ba, ba, da, ba, ba, da. Mm. And there's Samsung. It's another phone too, also Korean, South Korean. I just say also no, it is South Korean. We need BlackBerry, Research in Motion. Yeah. Pygex. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice a few children? I don't even know, guys. I don't get it. I guess no harm, no done. I mean, no fuss or whatever. Except, like, you know, all the nonsense from a few years ago. You know what's cool about Trump, though? You know? Because, like, even, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. It's the fact that he expelled, when he got into power the first time, he got rid of another clown out of the US. A bald clown. A bald clown. He got rid of this bald clown. Because I think even he knew deep down inside what type of clown this bald clown was. You know? Yeah. Because here's the thing about the Trump Hotel, guys. The Trump Hotel is way better than the Hotel Rwanda. Right? Trump Hotel, I mean, you got Betty Boops going in there left, right, and I applaud. I don't judge, guys. I like it. I mean, the Hotel Rwanda wouldn't let Betty Boop into. Definitely, I mean, I don't think Don Cheadle would let Betty Boop into the Hotel Rwanda. But the Trump Hotel, that place is just teeming with Betty Boops. That's why I like the Trump Hotel. Mm, I prefer it. I have a preference, if you will, for the Trump Hotel. Hotel Rwanda, don't really care. Trump Hotel, though. Yeah. I think the Trump Hotel, in fact, Might have turned away a person, bald-headed person. Might have turned him away, expelled him, if you will, from the Trump Hotel. But anyways, I'm gonna go watch the SNL. Dave Chappelle's hosting tonight. I haven't made these in a while, you know. I was just thinking, you know, thoughts, because that's what my head's full of, just thoughts. Now, what type of thoughts? I think my search history would always, it would let you know, wouldn't it, Whitney Cummings? I mean, it definitely would know what Sonny's into, you know. Definitely tell you what Sonny's into. However, I don't react in the same way that poor sucker reacted who killed Mr. Shinzo Abe. You know? Yeah. Are those fires in California still? A lot of homes over there, right? A lot of houses. But anyways, yeah. That's all.